We were talking about nipple cream the last time we were together, so that's the level that we're at now.
Did you give it?
I would like to say I bring the tone down. And I see. So I've been emailing the palace for a long old time, like most people, kind of going, I've got a podcast. Come on.
I love that determination. I love that. How many emails would you say you sent?
Quite a few, and then I'd get a new email address and I'd be like, well, let's send one there.
I love that, though. So that you don't get blocked. low level harassment, I think they call that.
Yeah. And then it's only because she was doing a lot of work in early years. She obviously still is, but they were about to launch this 5 big question survey that they did in 2020, and so they wanted to use. I went for a meeting at Kensington Palace to see if we could use the podcast in some way to get this survey out there. So the idea was, would we do it in one episode? Would we focus on each question as like a little mini series? And I just kind of said in the meeting, would we be able to get the Duchess at any point? She was the Duchess then, and they were like, oh, we don't know. She doesn't really like talking in this way. She gets a bit anxious, so maybe we'll see. You might be able to get 10 minutes. And I was like, okay. So I kind of went away and was starting to plan, like, if we did get 10 minutes, what would that look like? How would we make the most of it? And then they invited me to the launch of this big 5 questions, and Kate was there, and it was in the schedule. I would have a little private meeting with her, and it was really lovely. We spoke about how crazy our kids would be in that setting, because it was a soft play type place, and I was sort of saying if my 3 were here, they'd be absolutely feral, and she echoed my statements. And then we were talking about maternal mental health, and I guess I got heavy quite early, because I was talking about the statistic that the leading cause of death in new mums within the first year is suicide.
Is it?
Yeah, so we started talking about that very early on. And then we went into this group chat, which was amazing, talking about the different people that had been part of creating the questions and why those questions were the ones that they wanted the nation to answer. And anyway, the next day or so, I got an email from her head of comms to say she'll do the podcast. She'll do 45 minutes. I was like, amazing. Wow. It was only the night before that they asked to see like a brief of what we're actually going to be talking about. So I was like, right. So I'm going to treat it like it's a normal podcast. Yeah. We've got a set sort of formula, if you like. We've got a set layout. Let's stick to that and see what happens. Anyway, Prince William was in the room when she was being briefed, and he said to her, just go for it. Just talk freely. You can edit it out afterwards. Don't worry about it. Just talk. And it was the best thing ever, because when she was on, she just spoke. She spoke beautifully about early years and about all the work that she'd accumulated over the years, about why the survey was important, what they were hoping to get out of it. The need for sort of the community to be put back in the early years, and that whole village thing that everyone always talks about, but is kind of lacking within the different communities now. And at the end of it, we spoke for almost an hour and a half. And at the end of it, I was like, there's no way that we don't need the experts, because actually if you put the experts in, you undermine her.
Yeah.
And she is so well read. She has studied this. It's not something that she's just kind of picked up and gone, early years will be something interesting. She really cares.
And look at where she is now with it. It's just phenomenal. Yeah. And obviously you're still involved with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now it's shaping us.
Where's it at the moment?
So it's really, I feel like, so she's highlighted the results of the questionnaire, which was really important. And then she started to see where those areas are that need the support. So with the baby banks and the food banks and things. So I went with her in December to Sebi's Corner, which is a local baby bank to us.
And what's the reaction like at these baby banks when she comes in?
Everyone beforehand is really quite scared of what it's going to be like and what their reaction is going to be. But she's just brilliant. And from the first time that I met her to now, I'm still blown away by her ability to connect with everyone. She really listens when she's asking a question. She's really engaged, and just quite normal. We were talking about nipple cream the last time we were together, so you know, that's the level that we're at now.
Did you give her?
I would like to say I bring the tone down.
Do you have a open dialogue now? Like, do you have her number? Is she in your contacts book?
No, she's not. Well, after the podcast episode, she said to me, "You will stay in touch, won't you?" And I said, "Yes." And then afterwards, I was like, "How does one stay in touch with a royal?"
More emails, a new email address.
Yeah, I am blocked. No, it's always really lovely to see her. I just think she's a wonderful human, and I'm actually really excited about the work that she's doing now and what that means. Like, she cares about her legacy, and I think that will only mean great things for, you know, future generations to come.